Welcome back to another Flutter tutorial. In today's episode, let's learn how to work with Flex widget and make this layout responsive. So now that we have an understanding about the column widget and the row widget, you can create your layouts now, nesting widgets inside of each other. Here we have the column widget, and then we have expanded widget wrapping a container with a column widget inside. You can see we do this to create this user interface. Now let's say if we want to condition our layout so when a user is in portrait mode, display these items as it is, but when they are in a landscape mode, display it as a row. So to do that, you can come right here and then you use a condition to check if the device is in portrait mode or landscape mode. So if it's in portrait mode, you return this column widget, and then if it's in landscape mode, you return a row widget. But there is a better way to do this. You can use the Flex widget. The Flex widget will have the same properties as we do for the column and the row. So if you hover over it, you can see right here we have the main axis alignment, the main axis size, and the cross axis alignment. But now we also have this required direction, and this will take this axis class. So this axis class can tell you if it's in vertical or horizontal. So let's see how we can make this layout responsive. Let's call this direction property. And now I will introduce you to a new class that we can use in Flutter. This is the MediaQuery class. This MediaQuery class can give you information about your user device. So you can get the width, the height, and also the orientation information about this device. So to get the information, you can use .off method, and here you specify this context. With this context, you can get now this information about your device. And then let's get the orientation information. Right here, we can do a condition, and then we have another class, which is the orientation class. And here, if you have a dot, you have the landscape and portrait mode. So let's check if this user is in landscape mode. Let's do a question mark, and here let's return the axis class dot horizontal if it's in landscape mode, and then if it's not, which means it's in portrait mode, let's use the axis dot vertical. Save everything, and now let's rotate our device and see if this layout is adapting. So as you can see right here, now we are displaying in a row direction, but you can see we have a space among this last button and this text widget. So let's do something about it. Let's basically do the same thing. Let's copy this condition right here. But now what are we doing is doing a condition rendering. So come right here in this spacer, paste it. So right here, if the user is in landscape mode, what we'll do is call the sized box widget. And then let's provide the height. Let's say for the height, I want a 10 pixel of height. And then if it's not in landscape mode, let's return this spacer right here. Save everything. And you can see now it's looking a little bit better, but we still have to do something about this text widget. Right here, I have the content misspelled. So let's remove this E. And then give it a comma, and now let's call the text alignment class, and here you specify the text alignment with the value of center. Save everything, and now you can clearly see your layout is adapting according to your device orientation. So this is how you can work with Flex widget, and you can also use media queries to do conditions right here and render your layout according to your needs. You can also get information, like I said, from media queries about the width and the height. So you can also make your image dynamic using media queries, but instead of using orientation, you can get the size information for the width and the height of your device and do a condition to render your image based on the size that you want to display. So this is it for this video. If you find this video useful, give it a like. And one way you can help our channel is by hitting the subscribing button and get notification when new videos are coming out. See you on the next one.